Hey guys, as you know, I'm a massive fan of creators and builders making a living online. One of the huge OG YouTubers is Markiplier. He has a massive following of nearly 39 million subscribers, huge community. He's always focused building that channel. Ever since like 2012 when he started, he came into YouTube and always focused on delivering value for his community and treating his community with respect, getting their feedback and growing it. So like I said, massive OG, and now he's released another movie, and this one is actually going really well at the box office, called Iron Lung. It's the first movie that he's released to cinemas where people can physically watch them across movie chains around the world. So today's video will go through how Markiplier did it, how much revenue he's made, which has just crossed over $50 million worldwide, all the other ways that he's making money out of this since he started building the project over 3 years ago. Like, where did the idea for this come from? And the big point of this video is, what does it mean for creators that are at home building their YouTube communities, building their apps, building their businesses online, building a living. Also, I saw it last week here in the Philippines. I absolutely loved the movie. It was super intense. I love slow burn horror, but more about what I think of it later in the video. But let us know if you watched it, and please comment what you thought of the movie below. Let's have a quick look at the trailer and then we'll get into the rest of the video.
I see that question in your eyes. For what purpose do we remain alone in the dark?
Beginning the descent. Cruising depth in roughly 2 minutes. Stand by.
I ask myself that very same question.
I'm seeing some voltage irregularities on the instrument, so keep an eye out for sparks or flames or anything like that.
Why would there be flames? You did test this thing, right?
This is the test. Closing porthole shielding.
Where's the reason for this quiet rapture? Too few to rebuild, too many to feed.
You're the first one down. All we have are surface scans, that's why you're there. Well, one of the reasons.
I just want to live. Is that so wrong? Why doesn't anybody else want that?
I absolutely love how dark and ominous that trailer was. As you could probably feel from the background music, it's the same music creator that made the background music for Quake and Doom and Duke Nukem 3D. So all of these old school games, that vibe was brought into the actual movie. But the real news is the box office success that this small indie movie creator was able to generate just from creating this movie with a small budget, was able to distribute it by himself. He funded it. He did all the marketing. So let's look at the backlash from traditional Hollywood and all the media reports that came out when this movie launched like a month ago. Here's an article from CBR that talks about Markiplier's Iron Lung is now Hollywood's worst possible nightmare. So like I said, he had a small budget. Now it says 3 million in this article. Later on, it sort of came out that he spent a bit more doing post edits after, like a year after it was made. And then the budget went up to just over 4 million. But as you can see, over the first weekend when it was released, it made over 21 million in the opening weekend. So he already made that money back. And it was competing with bigger budget movies like Send Help that came out that same weekend. And it was competing neck and neck with Markiplier's movie hitting the #1 spot from time to time during that weekend. Now, Iron Lung is based off of a game adaptation that Markiplier has made from the original game developer. He worked very closely with the game dev. So when you actually look up the game, it's on Steam. You can see here, this is what it looks like. This came out in 2012.
Cruising depth in roughly 40 seconds. Stand by. I'm seeing some voltage irregularities.
They've kept a lot of the same theme, basically one for one Markiplier's movie versus the adaptation from this game. Again, you're stuck in a submarine called the Iron Lung. It's kind of a future dystopia where you're a convict and you're sent off to another planet. All of the oceans of the planet are human blood, and basically you're going down to explore the region in the ocean in this heavy sub. So if you look at all the screenshots of the game, it's basically one for one. It's got the exact same map in this exact same location in the cabin. It's got the exact same controls mechanisms for him to navigate the craft. So he's done a great job of basically recreating this world in this space sci-fi horror movie. Even the fire extinguisher in the cabin is in the same place as well. So he's done a really great job. And basically kudos to the actual video game developer to create this world where it makes sense even in a 2-hour movie. It has the exact same X-ray screen in the back corner. It has the fire extinguisher that was used in the movie as well. I'm not trying to spoil the plot for you, so I do want you guys to go out and watch it for yourself. So this game sells for like $10. So it's even less in US, but basically it is an indie game as well. And to see that it was recreated by Markiplier and then became a huge box office success is pretty amazing for all indie creators in the world. And we'll talk more about how Markiplier was able to take the IP rights of this and then create an awesome worldwide movie. Pretty much when the game came out in 2022, Markiplier played it straight away. And he created this video of him playing it. He completed the whole game. It does take about 45 minutes to play. And you can see here, this YouTube video by Markiplier got 16 million views. He created it 3 years ago. It's him play testing.
Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier and I'm very tired. I'm gonna go into the ocean. And I'm going to... Fuck. Lixian, roll it back. I don't know what I'm talking about. This is Iron Lung. I meant to play this a long time ago, and then I got lost in space. If you haven't seen In Space with Markiplier, you should check it out. Link in the description. It's on my channel page. You don't check the front page of my channel every day, then you don't know what I'm doing. Lixian, restart this. Hi. My name is Markiplier. Welcome to Iron Lung. I'm gonna go into the ocean. I'm a fuck Poseidon. Decades ago, every known star inhabitable oh my god. Lixian, make me seem like a coherent human being. Every known star-inhabitable planet vanished, leaving only those who were on space stations or starships. This event became known as the Quiet Rapture. With supplies dwindling and infrastructure crumbling, survivors are searching for any trace of natural resources in a universe of barren moons lit by the ghost light of vanished stars. One such moon holds a strange anomaly, an ocean of blood. You are a convict tasked with exploring this anomaly in a makeshift submarine nicknamed the Iron Lung. It was not designed for this depth, so you will be welded inside and a forward window will be closed. There is no time for training. If successful, you will earn your freedom. Wow. If it's blood, just drink the blood. Blood's got resources in it. Here's a scientific breakdown of all the materials that are in blood. Look at all these. So I'm assuming that if you found blood, you're going to be A-okay. I don't know how to extract resources out of blood, but I'm going to find out. Also, interesting concept about the idea that just like, oh, here I go then.
Beginning your descent.
I am.
Cruising depth in roughly 40 seconds. Stand by.
So you say, I have not been trained for this.
I'm seeing some voltage irregularities in the instruments, so keep an eye out for sparks or flames or anything like that.
How do I don't see any sparks.
Approaching maximum depth. The hull's feeling it, but it's still holding strong.
Well, it better be.
Closing porthole shielding.
What do you... Oh. Okay, thank you. Oh.
We're starting to lose radio signal. You'll be at cruise depth soon, so receive and be careful. You're on your own.
I'm on my... I'm on my... I guess I'm on my own. Okay. Tab. Briefing. 2 weeks ago, we conducted an exploration of Moon AT5 for the first time since the Quiet Rapture. What? Hello? This is not an expedition, it is an execution. When they put you in here, they don't want you to return. And even if you do, and even if they keep their promises, what freedom waits for you? A few dying ships in a sea of dead stars? If there is still hope, it lies beyond the veil. Hope in this void is as illusionary as the starlight. I will choose to breathe my last here at the bottom of an ocean, unseen, unheard, and uncontrolled. They will get their execution, and I will get my freedom. Okay, so I'm assuming this is from one of the explorations of the other 3 blood oceans. How fucking cool does a blood ocean sound? Not at all when I'm in it. Where am I? Hover node information. Okay. X325 741 AA 18. Well, this is why the universe imploded. They didn't name the z-axis with a z. So I seem to be at 182, 116. Okay, 182, 116. That would put me at 182, 116. So I'm starting right here, bearing north. Okay, so that's good to know. So I need to go up to stay in the 175 range, and I need to get to Y200. This seems pretty easy. Well, let me just quickly. Whoa, that was turning. I did not mean to do that. Damn it. Okay, my oxygen is doing okay. I don't know what this is all about. Is that the proximity sensor? Because I'm not exactly worried about that because I know that I'm doing okay. Yeah, we're fine. Oof. Alright, we should be fine. I'm not worried about it. Close enough and capturing. Oh, well that's a thing. I don't know what that thing is, but it's a thing. Did I get credit for that? Did I? Ah, I got credit for that. All right, Roger. Anomaly located at 322, 186A, 33 degrees. Has been located. Seems to be some tombstones of some kind. Maybe teeth if I'm really scared for my own safety. Oh, whoops. Oh my God, not 650. 675 is what we were looking for. My bad. Got that wrong. I better hurry. This blood seems to be rising. We're looking for 675. 675 confirmed. Adjusting course and moving. And 675 has been achieved. More straight on. Should look for 675, 828. All right, we are just about on course. 675 confirmed. Ish. 828, almost in the bag. 828 and 3, 2, 1. 828. Looking for angle 295. 295 confirmed. Beautifully. Oh!
As you can see from the video game playtest, it is like one-for-one atmospherics, the same ominous music in the background, the same cabin. Here's the game developer that made it, Dusk Dev, or David Zymanski. So yeah, he's pretty stoked. They've been working closely together on building the whole movie. So Markiplier reached out to him and worked closely to make sure that the same vibe and the same creative world that David made was also made by Markiplier. So back to how Hollywood and the media are reacting to this launch a month ago. Because he didn't have a distribution budget, he basically relied on his YouTube community to help promote and talk about this online. When he was releasing the movie, he was only going to release to, say, 3 cinemas. Then he was able to leverage the community to pick up some other deals with other local distribution movie centers in US. Probably one of the biggest innovations that Markiplier did for getting distribution out to as many cinemas as possible is the 50-50 split of revenue between the theater and then the creator of the movie. And one of the key things is he did comment on the trailer video asking his fans to reach out to each movie cinema in their local area and ask them via phone, via email, via whatever submission form on the website, even going in and asking in person. And just through the sheer amount of community fans that Markiplier has, just under 40 million, he was able to get people from all around the country in the US to appeal to their local cinema and get this movie listed. And this 50-50 revenue split has really helped get those cinemas to actually list it and play the movie in the local areas. So this movie was a box office success. It didn't need hundreds of millions of dollars of distribution and marketing budget. This movie playing across many cinemas all across the US. And then later, the world. Here's another article in PC Gamer, which also talks about how it was distributed. So it was originally planned for 60 theaters in the US, and then with the fan-led campaign, expanded to 4,000 theaters worldwide. And here's the updated budget of over $4 million. And you can see it's nearly grossed $50 million. So let's have a look at the actual revenue breakdown. So you can see here in the United States and Canada, Markiplier's Iron Lung made $41 million estimated revenue, which is actually 80% of all revenue around the world, followed by United Kingdom, so nearly $3 million. Then Australia, so $2.6 million. Then Mexico, 1.4. Philippines, where I watched it, 1.2 million. Germany, Italy, Thailand, Indonesia, and the rest of the world, sort of all under $1 million a pop. So in total, it's like $51.6 million total revenue, which is an outstanding success for an indie movie creation. He's actually in the top 40 all-time highest grossing independent films. So he's currently at number 37, grossing over 51.6 million. You can sort of see here, all of these other indie studios are actually teams of 100 people with millions of dollars of budget for marketing and distribution. So the fact that Markiplier was able to build and launch this movie and do so just with his YouTube community and his channel is amazing. And that actually gives him the #1 spot for self-distributed movie revenue, best revenue of all time. And what this does, it actually raises the reputation for YouTube creators to go from creating something that only people can watch on YouTube to distributing it out to physical cinemas that people can watch all across the world. So here is the actual ironlung.com website. You can see here that there's actual merch that Markiplier is selling as well. So there's official posters, long sleeve shirts, bomber jackets, stickers, mouse pads, graphic tees, Tortured Souls tees. If you check out Twitter, he also tried to get custom popcorn boxes made, but he couldn't get the cinemas to build them in time. So what he did was release the 3D model for these to be 3D printed by the community and bring them into the actual cinema when they're watching it. So people were sort of flexing and showing that off as well. But it's pretty amazing to see this sort of decentralized fan-created merch that people bring into the cinema experience. So there is an old picture, if you go back to some of Markiplier's YouTube videos, of this website that his wife built originally. And one of the things that was built originally was figuring out where the nearest theater was. So back when this was only a handful of places in the US, you can see here it's obviously grown crazy. You can see in the US, basically it started with 3, then went to 60 cinemas, and now it's basically taken over the whole entire world. So yeah, all across the world, it is showing, and I expect it will just have a long tail where it will stay in cinemas, especially if he keeps that 50-50 revenue split with the cinema. And total cinemas is 4,152 worldwide. So pretty awesome stuff. So whenever there's a YouTuber or underdog taking on Hollywood, there was a bit of drama around some Hollywood powers taking Iron Lung out of the box office charts for daily domestic revenue. So when the movie was launched during that weekend, it completely disappeared from the box office charts for like a day. And then Markiplier created a video on YouTube telling the community what the hell's going on. And then the whole community started backlashing, and then magically the next day it appeared in the daily charts again. So it isn't without drama. There was probably some funny business going on. No idea why it completely disappeared from the box office charts. So this website, the numbers, the-numbers.com, does do a good job showing the box office figures. So again, $50.6 million currently as at the time of recording. During the opening weekend, $18.19 million, or 44% of total. Again, it's probably got the old budget, but $3 million was the official when it launched, but there was editing costs, which brought it up to 4. Now, there is this graph that's basically predicting where a typical movie sits based on its launch figures, and it's actually, Iron Lung is actually dropping out of that predictive range and falling out as of probably February the 20th. So I don't know if it has legs to keep going forever, but basically it is dropping out of that range. So we'll see how long it stays in cinemas for, but again, it is still here. It is still pushing out globally in cinemas, and people are going in to watch it. So that's the main thing. Hopefully Iron Lung stays in cinemas longer term and keeps building on beating some of those box office records for an indie movie creation. So you can see during the weekends, it makes a lot of revenue, gross revenue. For the first weekend, the second weekend, the third weekend, all of those made over $1 million. But now, as you're getting into the end of Feb and the start of March, each weekend is basically leveling out with the weekday numbers. So, and in the past 2 weeks, it's sort of leveling out to 100,000 each day. So I imagine at some point this will start going under 100,000 on a regular basis, and then they'll probably pull it from cinemas. I have to agree with this review. So basically, Mark did a great job acting throughout the movie. It did have that really ominous atmosphere with suspense building and you trying to figure out what was happening in the movie. When I went into it, I didn't know any of the backstory behind it. So I didn't really have huge expectations. I just wanted to have a good time, watch a good horror movie. I love how it's an indie video game developer that created this game a couple of years ago, and then a bigger YouTube again, indie movie creator was able to pick that up and adapt it and do it justice one for one. And then basically a little guy was able to, without any middlemen, bring out a big movie that was able to get positive box office numbers over the first couple of months of release. Now, I just wanted to quickly talk about the music that came out with it, Andrew Holshut. So if you scroll down on this wiki, you can see here all the music that this guy has created, which has been awesome games that I've played. I haven't actually played Iron Lung, but I have played Duke Nukem 3D. I've played Doom and Quake a lot. So I loved the actual background atmosphere, and the same music creator was the person that created this. Again, how did Markiplier get this amazing talent that created these previous video game music to actually work on Iron Lung? So basically, he did a deal where the music creator took all the rights to the music. Markiplier wanted the name of Andrew Holshut because he knew he would do a great job with the atmosphere. So Andrew took the rights to the music, and what he actually did was create this awesome soundtrack that you can go to YouTube Music and play for yourself. But probably one of the big things is there's something like 56 audio tracks here. Obviously, there's a few compilations and things in the middle of this list, but basically there's like ominous music for every single scene of the movie and the trailer. I don't know if Andrew created all of these songs just for the movie Iron Lung, or he had them in the background. He polished them up and released them for Iron Lung. But either way, the music's awesome, and I'll just play some right now. Yeah, so that music by Andrew is awesome for atmospherics of the movie. So yeah, if you haven't seen Iron Lung, please watch it while it's still in cinemas. I hope you enjoy it. Please leave a comment below of what you thought about it, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.